Aren't you the one who...
Daddy, can you play some Barbies with me?
Hi, my name's Barbie. Wanna play a game? Yes, I do.
I want to make a video. Will you please skedaddle? No? No. She said no.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk.
Leave? Yeah? Yeah? Wanna go? Go get a bit of dust or a bit of cake. We love the cake.
Oh, shall I have some cake?
You have some cake?
Daddy?
We ain't got no cake. She can't have any cake. Because we ate the cake. Because we love the cake. Ooh, we love the cake.
Please, bugger off.
Okay, Google, turn the studio on. So, what is the big secret to a good looking video? How can you achieve something like this, which I think is pretty good, without changing a single setting on the camera? I'm just about to tell you. So you'll be surprised to hear, it's no secret. There are so many online resources around the subject. In fact, it's the opposite of a secret. It's all about the lighting. I continue to learn about videography on the daily, and I continue to improve my skills and expand my knowledge. But one thing that did take me a while to just get was lighting. I just didn't understand how important it was. Early on in my YouTube video creation days, I would watch YouTube videos, find some that I like the look of, and then try to replicate that look. And I would fail miserably all the time. I thought, I've got the same camera, so why can't I make them look like that? It's the same camera. It's all about the camera, right? Wrong. Let's face it, I've been through a fair few video looks over the past couple of years. There was the early, completely whitewashed, overexposed look. Then we had the very cringy green screen look, which was quickly followed by the bland and often oddly lit study. I filmed at the old office, in the playroom, the spare room, and in the new office, all of which looked pants. And why did they look pants? The lighting, or the lack thereof.
You're goddamn right.
All of the videos I watched about cinematography and photography, all I kept hearing was people banging on about how important lighting was. And for some reason, I just ignored it. I never really thought it could make that much of a difference. So rather than taking the time to understand it, to play with it, shape it and colour it, I would generally just rush the setup to bang out another video. It was only when I really took the time to start to play with the lighting did I understand it. I began to process the theory of it and start to see the reasons why other videos looked so good and mine looked pants. And the reason for this was purely because they gave careful consideration to their lighting. And since I've started to do this, I think my videos have started to look a lot better, in my opinion. So now I've started to understand geek things like the colour temperature of lights and how this affects your camera's white balance and so on. I started to learn about how light was measured and how diffusion works. And suddenly it had all just clicked and fallen into place in my brain. So I started to spend more time on lighting, adding colours, moving them around so they lit me differently, adding extra accent lights into the background to create depth. And then finally I just got it. Now I'm happy to report I like my setting here in the studio, although I am out. So Olivia's just literally ruined the lighting setup by opening the door.
Who's on there?
No one, just me.
Why are you just making a video then?
So, how do we go from this to this? In my eyes, this is a pretty drastic change, and yet, as I mentioned, not one setting in my camera has changed. All that I've done is follow a very simple lighting guide. Nothing complicated or stupidly expensive, just a very simple 3-point lighting setup, demonstrated by the current image that I kindly jotted out on my iPad and you should be now seeing on your screen. So first of all, we have our backlight, and these are just cheap single coloured LED tubes from China or wherever they came from. These are functioning in our 3-point setup as the backlight, but their placement between the back of the sofa and the wall gives the impression of depth and separation between me and the wall. Next, let's turn on the Keylight, which lights the subject. In this instance, that's me. This is a Godox SL60 LED. It's not hugely powerful, being only 60 watt, but it's enough for this small space. I can, with the dials on the back, or via this remote control the light. With this light, I'm able to adjust my color temperature, which is also known as the Kelvin level, so I can have a warmer orangey color or a colder, more bluey color, depending on the look that I want to achieve in the video. I would generally leave this light though around 5600 Kelvin, which is kind of the average and closest to daylight. Oh, and I can also adjust the brightness up and down. Connected to the Godox via the Bowens mount is a Godox Softbox, and this softens the light, adding more layers of diffusion between the light source and the subject. And this basically is just layers of fabric that sits between it. A nice, soft, diffused light, positioned right, which for me is generally high up facing down at a 45-degree angle, smooths out the skin and casts a nice shadow below here, thus hiding the double chin and helping to soften imperfections. Who knew a single light could achieve so much? And finally, something I've only recently added is a rim light, and that's another Godox product. It's the 500 LED panel, again temperature controlled and accessible with a remote control. But this one can also be battery powered, so I can easily move it around the studio. This is the third light in our setup and is placed behind me to my right, which is your left. I've added a green gel to it and have it shining on my back to give me a slight outline of light. A rim around me, hence this is a rim light. And again, this also adds some depth between me and the background, or at least that's what it's supposed to do. So there you have it. It's a 3-point lighting setup. Cheap and simple, and strategically placed can make the world of difference to your videos. If you found this video at all useful, a like would be great, a subscribe would be even better. If you have a specific question that I haven't covered, then please feel free to let me know below, along with any other comments, questions or feedback. And until next time, we will see you in the next video. Goodbye, internet.
Throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me.